In this video, we're gonna do something new. We're gonna do a Ruger 1022 makeover. I've got the model 32024, which is packed with great features. This is one of Ruger's newer models. We're gonna upgrade the stock to WOOX Exactus, drop in a Kid Industries trigger, and more.
Is that a semi-auto we're talking about, guys?
Sure is.
Hey guys, Gavin here from UltimateReloader.com. Recently, I got the itch to do a really cool 1022 project. In fact, to put together my ultimate Ruger 1022. Now, I have owned one for a long time. It's a 1966 vintage Ruger 1022 with walnut stock. I didn't want to mess with that one. And it also didn't have some of the features that we've got here. This is the Ruger 1022 Ruger model 32024. There were a couple things about this specific model that made it really attractive for this project. One, we've got a nice bull barrel that is threaded at the muzzle. We're gonna run suppressed for the shooting, so I thought that would be perfect. Also, we've got this really nice Picatinny rail and metal sights. We're gonna be using a scope, but it's awesome to know that I can back up to the iron sights because sometimes it's more fun to shoot with irons. So this should be a good starting point. This rifle does have the BX trigger, which is 2.5 to 3 pounds instead of 5 to 6 pounds like the sort of default Ruger 1022 trigger. But what we're gonna drop in is from Kid Innovative Design. This is a drop-in trigger that's gonna take the trigger pull weight down to 1.5 pounds. This was the lightest trigger that I could find, and that's exactly what I'm after. We've also got the WOOX Exactus stock. The Hogue overmolded rubber stock on this particular model is utilitarian and is pretty cool, but I wanted to take it to the next level with something really nice. So this WOOX Exactus stock is going to be just the ticket. We've got American walnut, we've got an aluminum center section, and what I love here is I've got M-LOK because I'm planning on putting on an Arca rail so that I can use a front bipod, perhaps even use it from a tripod. This is a beautiful stock. We've got a cheek riser, lots of functionality built into the Exactus. We've done another project with a centerfire rifle that you're gonna wanna check out. But I think for this is gonna be perfect. Let me get everything laid out so we can see the entire bill of materials. Okay, so here's everything laid out neat and tidy. With the WOOX Exactus stock inlet for the Ruger 1022, we've got included length of pull spacers with corresponding lengthened screws. I'm definitely gonna put those in. I think I'm gonna start with all of them because I like a longer length of pull based on my frame size. We've also got printed materials with a certificate of authenticity and a pretty cool WOOX sticker for your toolbox or whatever. The 32024, it comes with one magazine. That's about all I have to say for that. Kid Industries trigger. This has got an extended magazine release. You can see that there. That's going to make that a lot easier to deal with and a lot more fun. Drop-in installation. So that's what we've got for all of the components and parts. Next, I'm going to put all of this together. Well, that was about a 5-minute job. Here is the Hogue stock. It is basically a process of, for this particular model, taking the action screw out. You center the safety, withdraw it through the top, and then there's 2 pins that hold the trigger in place. You hold the bolt back, drive both pins out. The BX trigger came out as an entire assembly. The Kid designs went in. I used a 5/32 Allen key as a centering tool and then kind of hammered in the pins from the other side so that the trigger was centered as those pins entered the trigger housing. And looks really good. I mean, look at that. That is a huge upgrade. There's also quite a bit more mass here, which is going to be great for the kind of positional shooting that I want to do, a little bit more NRL 22 style rather than, you know, plinking 1022 traditional type stuff. So I'm loving the way that this is going to look. My next steps are going to be to screw on a suppressor and then also to pick an optic, and then we'll get it sighted in.
That is fun.
So this is the rifle all put together, and let me tell you, this rifle is perfection. I looked through our scope collection and I decided to put a Nexus 4 to 25 by 50 on this rifle, and that worked fabulous. I will note, because we're using some lower rings here, I did remove the rear sight. Obviously, we don't need that when we're running a scope, and I put it back in the rifle box so that if I do take the scope out and I do want to use the iron sights, which can be really fun, I could just have a single screw, get that back into position, and good to go. Just make sure that we're sighted in well. I decided to use the Fodera rimfire suppressor that we have. That worked perfectly. No need for hearing protection. That's one of the best things about this setup, is you could just have hours of fun, do a bunch of shooting. You can really hear the steel well. You know, rimfire produces a pretty nice sound signature on steel if you don't have ears on. So that made this really, really fun. So I got the scope sighted in at 50. With rimfire, that's always where I sight in. And a couple clicks of windage was on the target. I did have to adjust elevation quite a bit because I think this scope was on a rifle with a 20 MOA rail, and this rifle comes with a 0 MOA rail. So shooting the rifle, I was starting to see while I was sighting in, wow, this thing is actually tracking really well. So I decided to shoot 2 5-shot groups, and this is how that went.
Next target.
So it's no surprise the second group was slightly better than the first group. There's no sort of cold bore suppressor not filled with gas effect on that first shot. And I was shocked to see, with a semi-auto factory rifle, 5 shots of Lapua Center X, which is our standard rimfire ammo that we use for precision shooting, go into .211 inches at 50 yards. We did a story showing whether or not a suppressor opens up groups with rimfire on a bolt gun, and we showed that typically it does, just a little bit. So this .211 inch 5-shot group at 50 yards with a suppressor, with a semi-automatic factory rifle, amazing. This thing is an absolute tack driver. And that was also evident when I went to shoot the KYL rack. So as you can see, I was able to clean the rack twice at 35 yards. In the middle, I actually was noticing my zero was very, very slightly off. And so I held very slightly left. You can actually see that if you look at the group. It's just very slightly to the right. You know, when you're shooting a target that's that wide, there's not much margin for error. So once I got that aiming offset in my mind, it was no problem to completely clean that Caldwell rimfire KYL rack. A ton of fun, and I was really surprised how much more fun that was with a semi-auto, because you don't have the racking of the bolt disrupting your sight picture and your position and all that. So really fun there, and I just absolutely know that this rifle is going to be coming out to shoot with a lot more frequently. But I wanted to see what it was like with this scope and with this rifle from a tripod to alternate between shooting a target at 50 yards where I was zeroed and at 100 yards where I had to hold 2.5 mils of elevation to be on target. This is how that went. So this was a game of compromises because if I punched in my magnification to see my hold better at 100 yards, it was difficult to locate the target at 50 because I was just too far zoomed in. If I backed out where I could easily acquire the target at 50, then when I went over to 100, it was a little harder to see my holdover because this is a first focal scope. So things get kind of small and the lines get really fine. So a really fun game of kind of like trade-off balancing, between the 50 and the 100. But I just want to underscore, this rifle is just so capable. If I was shooting squirrels or rock chucks with this thing, it'd be pretty easy to internalize that 50-yard zero and 2.5 mil hold at 100. And, could definitely calculate dope out further than that. Really love the Nexus scope with this combo as well. Having those M-LOK slots on the bottom of the Exactus forend is gold because with all of my rifles where I know I'm going to use both a bipod and a tripod, I need to have that full-length ARCA there so that I can switch between the tripod and just fold the bipod up and out of the way, keep it there, and then fold the bipod down, get down prone, and shoot there. So this is a Henderson Precision full-length ARCA rail. The Kid trigger, absolutely amazing. Not only the trigger being at 1.5 pounds, that felt like perfection with the semi-auto, but also the mag release. This just makes it so much more convenient to take the mag out because you can actuate it with your finger, and it feels to me like it does a much better job retracting the boss that holds the mag in place, and it is more prone to just fall out rather than having to sort of grab it, and there's not much purchase there obviously, and to have to pull it out awkwardly. So definitely a lot of fun. Shooting groups at 100, amazed. Shooting the KYL rack, I mean, just that is absolute all-day fun. Great way to get someone hooked on rimfire stuff. Alternating between 50 and 100 gave me an idea of what it would be like to use this rifle in an NRL 22 type situation, and I think it would be absolutely awesome. But what I wanted to do was to invite a couple of our team members to try it out. Now, Guy Miner happened to be in town, and Kyle was helping me film the story. So all three of us did some shooting at various steel targets in the industrial yard. This is what that was like.
That is fun. I like that a lot.
So as you can see, ton of fun, lots of smiles. I decided to do both offhand shooting at the steel and also from a tripod. And I'll have to say, the tripod definitely steadies things. If you haven't tried hunting with a tripod that has an ARCA clamp and an ARCA rail on your rifle correspondingly, you don't know what you're missing. If you just have a regular hog saddle type situation, there's actually a lot of shift there. When you lock down ARCA, even if you've got some tension on the ball and socket for your hunting tripod, it is so much more stable. It's a real pleasure to shoot from. All of the shooting that I did in South Africa was from an ARCA rail equipped rifle on an ARCA clamp tripod. It is just an absolutely insanely cool way to do this type of shooting that we did in the industrial yard, or to do hunting, or kind of anything in between. So at the end of the day, this rifle to me represents absolute perfection for a semi-auto rimfire gun, like bar none. It looks amazing. This WOOX Exactus stock, I've got a cheek riser here so I could go between a little bit higher head position with a scope, especially with higher rings if we went that direction. Lower it down for better head position for the iron sights if we happen to be using that. The suppressor, amazing. Lapua Center X, just a delight to shoot. This is an absolute tack driver. I could not believe how accurate this Ruger 1022 is with this combination of components and equipment. So I'm sold on this. If you're interested in a WOOX stock for your Ruger 1022 or your centerfire rifle, they have a ton of different options, including lever guns, including ARs, including AKs. Ultimate Reloader 10 is going to save you 10% on your entire order site-wide. That is a deal to jump on because these stocks are the real deal. I mean, isn't this amazing looking? I just can't stop looking at this thing, and I also can't stop shooting it. Here's what I'd like to know is, what do you think of our project Ruger 1022? This specific model with the bull barrel, the 16-inch barrel and the threaded muzzle, the WOOX Exactus stock, the Nexus scope from Element Optics, the suppressor, the rail, like the kid trigger. How does this compare to what you would build? Drop a comment and we can discuss down there in the comments. Thank you very much for watching. That concludes this video, and that means it's time to wrap it up. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you're watching Ultimate Reloader on TV and want to take advantage of free resources, exclusives, and hot deals, just hold your camera phone up to the QR code, tap on the link, fill out the information, boom, you're getting Ultimate Reloader emails. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Also, we're on Facebook, YouTube, Rumble, where we've got unrestricted content, and Instagram. Make sure to follow us on all those channels. Ultimate Reloader also has a commercial solutions division serving law enforcement, the military, and the gun industry. We have some unique capabilities, including a comprehensive suite of recoil testing and evaluation capabilities, trigger profiling, and more. Thanks again for watching.